And on that note, I'm Zamatina Damtile.
And I'm Ladiwe Kuzwayo.
And welcome to the second annual East Africa Telecoms Business Connect Conference.
Indeed, Zama. I don't know about you, and I don't know about you sitting here, but I'm super excited because unlike last year, we're not just speaking to entrepreneurs, we're not just talking about connecting, networking small, medium-sized, large businesses, but we're more going in text, right, in context, in terms of the fourth industrial revolution. There's a lot for us to learn, and I can promise you here that the program for today is jam-packed and there's a lot for you to learn. So sit back, relax, and buckle up because the ride is about to be awesome.
And before we get into that jam-packed program, we'd like to call upon Mr. Rajadan, the representative from Sasfin Bank, to give us a welcome.
Okay, thanks very much. I don't want to stand behind that podium because you know what, guys, they have to complete it. Otherwise, they take over, right? So I'm saying, yeah, notes are got no notes. You see how they operate, eh? But I will not keep you long with nambi. So otherwise, you'll find out that. But let me just say a very brief introduction to Sasfin, who they are. You might not have heard of it, okay? Or you might be aware of it. Been around for a long, long time. It's one of those things, you know what they call a mushroom society. Since 1955. But in the more recent times, the banks emerged and positioned itself in the interbank. It competes like any other bank. It might be still defined as small, but it's on a decent trajectory on a digital trajectory. They talk about the 4 IR. I think some levels of it are still sitting in the 2 IR as far as I'm concerned, but we're heading in the right direction. This bank is premised on 3 pillars. And I don't mean the building, these 3 pillars. It's safe, believe me, it's safe, but 3 pillars. The first one is a wealth pillar, been around for a long, long time. The second one is a corporate finance pillar. And the third one, which is where most of our attention is this afternoon, is on the banking pillar. Banking pillar, by and large, is made up of 3 things. Your digital banking, and we term it beyond, we call it beyond. So those of you that are on phones, tablets, or laptops now, you can click on beyond, and you'll see a little bit of what I'm talking to you about. The second element is some level of asset financing, trade finance, in that ambit. And the third component is foreign exchange. We do a lot of institutional and corporate foreign exchange. What we're not into currently is individual foreign exchange, where you get notes and a card and so on. But essentially, foreign exchange for businesses. Now, the digital journey here is actually where we started with the bank part. 2014, I arrived here, we set this thing up, took the license, we waved it like this at the Reserve Bank and said, we can do what all these big banks do. Today, we can do some, in fact, some of it a little bit better. And the guys from Sasfin that are going to talk to you are Jonathan, who's the head of our sales. He'll talk about the bank proposition. And then, even better, Schnell will demonstrate the real thing. He won't talk about it, he will actually see it. Okay? So, in many ways, it's quite important that the way we go about doing this kind of business is different. You can see, we've partnered the Africa Telecoms. We're actually proud of it. Last year, we were just about invited, but thank you, ladies first. So it's an interesting way of doing it. It's a different way of doing it. The digital play, I don't want to steal Jonathan's thunder, is very simply focused at the business fraternity. Whether you are startup and need an account urgently, so those of you that are on your digital devices now, while I'm talking, go on Sasfin.com, click on apply, and before, what time, Karen? Before 4:10, they have that account. Okay? And I mean it. You can apply for your account right now while you're sitting here. So, that's the first thing. I generally mean it. A lot of people test us like that. That's number one. The second thing is, it's inexpensive. It's inexpensive. The third thing, there's no branches to go to. And I don't like to shoot the other banks down. But you don't have to take a ticket and stand somewhere in a long queue. Yeah, you just walk in, or you phone, or you go online. Easy. You'll get somewhere. You won't get a call center that gives you a reference number, that when you phone back later, know what reference number. They can't match it. Yeah, you phone, and you'll get Emma, you'll get Mary, either at 3 in the afternoon, and I mean it, you might even get the same person at 12 o'clock at night. That's a fact. It's a fact. Hey, we abuse our staff. They work hard. So I mentioned the second one, inexpensive. And the third thing is the functionality, and some of which Chanel's going to show you, is actually designed not by us. We're not rocket scientists. We're just mamparas, but not of the week. We're not like some people. Who's the mampara of the week? A-D-D-A what? Who's? What's it? No, my money. I'm food. Right? So it's a digital play. You go on, you operate your digital platform, of which internet banking is so much. There's a payroll there. There's free things to post. So the next time you post the next event, you just go online, you post, and you say, Africa, no discount this time. Invoicing for free. Standard analytics that happen on your account. Now, all of you have accounts somewhere. You open that thing, balance. Money, no money. No, this thing starts showing you at a business level what you did last week and the week before. It has a link to an accounting platform online. It is the only, there's a problem with us, don't tell the bloody world. We're the only bank currently that have a link to an accounting platform called Zero Accounting. And everything you do today on your bank account is updated in your accounting platform the next day. Apps is getting there, but they're so big. It's nice when they take that. So we keep going. But our focus is on people like you, and it's really a choice. You look at it, many small, medium, and now some corporates are coming onto the platform because of the ease and because it's an alternate bank. One of the things we're not good at yet, and we're getting there, our app will launch shortly. Okay? The next thing is a different form of lending. We do not want to copy traditional bank lending of overdraft. There's a different form of lending that's going to follow in the form of revolving loans and term loans for businesses. Right? So that's just two of the, and more things to follow on the digital journey that are designed by businesses for businesses and use business terminology. Additional on ours we say money in, money out. No debit, credit, money in, okay, that's just like that. It's money in, that's the language you talk. Okay? Mr. Client, here's my quote. Mr. Client, here's my invoice. Okay, my that. And so on. So we've kept it in that sense, but it runs across the spectrum. So those businesses in a short space of time that have moved up the so-called startup, I hate the word startup. Startup, only understood to startup. This is a business that's getting going. It's got a registration number, it's got clients, it's invoicing it, etc. They suddenly become medium in terms of the size of money they earn. Hopefully they will become large one day. My grandchildren can get a job there or work or do something similar. So that's the nature of what you do. You're on a different one. We work across, and I particularly work across outside of bank. I have my own business. You'll never guess what I do. Like supervisor, what do you think I do? Give it. Eh? Okay, no, I'm a little more advanced. I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud of that. I am very close, but not close. That's boost. I sell goats. Why? Because it's cheaper to sell goats today than to sell cattle for wool. Yeah. The wool is very expensive. But the guy who's got 6 goats for 3,000 rand, better than one cow for 15,000, and so on. Yeah. I'm talking to your business. That's what businesses are today, right? The important thing what we've done in Sasfin is the people that are behind driving the business agenda digitally is that some of us have businesses. We understand that language. Okay? I hate when I see no money. as a nil balance. I don't like nil balance. But I understand there is no money. She wrote my land. And that's the agenda. And Africa Telecoms are talking your language. They're networking, they're introducing you an alternate bank like us. We might never be your primary bank, but I can tell you, we will be a smart, user-friendly digital bank for you in the future. Thank you.
And on that note, I'd like to open up the floor to our very first speaker, who's going to be speaking about positioning yourself as an entrepreneur and the importance of branding yourself and marketing in preparation for entrepreneurial leadership in the time where the fourth industrial revolution is basically attacking us. So can you please give a round of applause for the one and only Emmanuel Bonoko.
Legal. Langwa. All right. Yeah, thank you, Joaquin Naimano. It's such a great honor to be here. Thank you so much for the invite, Priscilla. And also we appreciate all the great work that you are doing. So the second time being here, right? Yeah, so such a great honor and such a blessing, for me to always to come and engage with emerging entrepreneurs, just to share about my journey. And above all, I believe that it's about time that we have more open discussion. As a person that is always doing events and putting such programs together, people they are just tired of speakers to come and tell them in terms of how to run their businesses, what to do in their businesses. I believe about time that we open a platform where we engage, we have an open discussion. And also to become so authentic and real about our journey and our struggles. I always say, people they just admire all the see on social media, all the great work that we've achieved, but they don't know the struggles that we face as Black young entrepreneurs. And I made a call to God that every time when I go on media, every time when I speak to people, I'm just going to be so authentic. I'm going to be so real about my journey and where I come from. And by doing so, I believe that people will be able to connect and be able to relate well with me. And recently, we're commissioned by Exaro Mind, to also put a program. Don't like. I'm stand here. Okay, good. I'll try. Recently, we were commissioned by Exaro Minds, one of our clients, to put a program together for women in the 4IR. And something that we've seen, as much as it's about time that we speak about, such issues, so many entrepreneurs, they're still facing real issues, within their companies, some they still have a problem in the regard of cash flow, some they still have a problem in terms of how to brand themselves, some they still have a problem in terms of personal development. And, as I was brainstorming with my team, I felt that, let me just come and speak about my journey. It's good to speak about 4IR. I can touch based on it. But above all, it's good for us to be honest about our journey, where we are, and also just to open up about some of the struggles that we face. Because, in South Africa now, entrepreneurship is glamorized. On social media, people, they're all about securing the bag. It's all about selling the deal, and that's not the real issue. I mean, that's not the real deal, We face so many challenges, and we did the awareness with Exaro, we did a tour, as much as there was an impact, but we felt that there's still so much that we still need to address, that we still need to speak about, within our businesses. So I'm just going to be brief about my journey and also just to share some of key principles that has really helped me to be the man that I am today. By God's grace, I can say I've done extremely well for myself. And the reason why I'm saying so, because I know where I come from. I know the struggles that I've been faced as a Black young entrepreneur. I was raised by a single parent. My mom, she was a domestic worker. May soul rest in peace. But, my mom, she was so proud of me in terms of what I've done as a young Black person. And something that I've seen, every time when I reflect on my journey, me starting a business, I was only 19. I was studying towards my degree in marketing at UNISA. And before I went to start Ibunoko Holdings, I had a foundation. And foundation, that's where my skills as a black leader were refined. That's where my character as a black young man was tested. I was doing the foundation work where I was just, empowering youth. I was just collecting books, hosting a number of events. I was not even making money at all. And obviously, at home, they expect me to, find a job, help mom. I mean, she was earning 2.5 per month, and it was not easy at all. And so many times they used to speak to me, or Emmanuel, they thought mentally I've lost it because I'm doing something out of the norm. There you are, I got my degree. Instead of me going to find a job, I was doing the foundation work, where I was just, empowering young people. And, through the foundation, that's where I've learned so much about business. That's where I got so much exposure. That's where, God was so grateful, to bring the right people to be part of my journey. And that's why I met Mahanyele. She was the group CEO of Shanduga, and that time accompanied by Ndetese Ramaphosa. And she became a great mentor, and she's like, what, I love all the great work that you are doing, and I'm going to invest on you. And eventually, getting my degree, I had already had exposure. I had built a name for myself, and it was easy for me to get clientele under Ibunogo Holdings, which is a private company. We specialize in corporate PR, we do advertising, we do digital marketing, and we have worked with a number of big brands, such as Exaro, as I've mentioned, Proudly SA, Shell, the list is endless. But for me, what helped me to be who I am, it was a matter of understanding why I want to start a business. And most of us as entrepreneurs, our goal is not well defined, or our mission, why we want to start a business. And for me, I told myself that, I want to start a business, but above all, I want to make an impact. I want to be in a space where I'm able to create jobs for so many young people. And I look at the work that we have done, through my foundation. We're able to touch lives, And as much as I went to evolve and to start Ibunogo Holdings, I got more than 15 young people that I work with, as I speak. I got more than 15 young people that I work with as I speak. And for me, it was that vision that I had, that I want to go in business to make an impact. And most of us, as black young people, we start businesses and where our vision and our goal is not well defined. We just want to go in business for Yazama. I just want to go in business just to make a bit of money. But you must just go in a business with an end goal plan, that I'm going business as much as I want to make profit, but I want to make an impact. And the businesses which are thriving as we speak in South Africa, they are all about impact. So when you go in business, it's not only about just you making money, it's not only about you just securing the bag, but what impact are you going to have in your community? And till today, for me, still a reminder that Emmanuel, going in business to make money. And going in business to make an impact. You make money through making an impact. And as I've mentioned, businesses that are thriving now are businesses that are adding value in our communities. And most black young people, or young people holistically, they want to start businesses, but they don't have an end goal or why they want to my business. So for me, it was about impact. It was about being able to create, jobs for so many young people. And again, I always believe there's nobody called a self-made. For me, I always say business, it's easy to run a business and make money. Being able to consider some of the things that we neglect. I knew very well that for me to succeed, I must be able to go out and ask for help. I believe there's nobody called a self-made. And every time when I see an article online that I'm a self-made millionaire, I don't research. I believe for me to be where I am is because of so many people. And that's and that's one basic principle that I've learned on my journey, that Emmanuel, for you to succeed and thrive and do well and get all these awards and work with all these brands, you must be able to go and ask for help. And most of us as people, we've got pride, we've got ego, we don't want to go and ask for help. So what I did, I had to identify mentors that also will be able to, understand the vision that I had. I had to, find mentors that also, they will not sort of allow me to compromise my values and my beliefs. And I was blessed enough to have mentors like Dade Bona Mohali. He was the group CEO of Shell South Africa, and also Mahanyele. And those mentors, they've done so much for me to be where I am. So what I'm trying to say that, guys, for you to start a business, because maybe here we have SMEs, we have emerging entrepreneurs who want to go and start businesses, you must just tell yourself that you'll never do it alone. So go out there to ask for help. Find people that also can mentor you, because it's hard to run a business. Until today, I'm blessed that I have my team here. And that time when I was starting a business, these guys were able to even to invest towards my business growth. I could not even pay them even a cent, but they believed in the vision that I had. I mean, a young gentleman here, his name is Ishweni. We come a long way. I remember I used to work with this young man, and that time I couldn't even afford to pay him a salary. But, over the years, God being great, now I'm able to pay him. So what I'm trying to say is that, you need people that can believe in you, because you'll never do it alone. So most of us as people, we have pride. We don't want to go and ask for help, And even all those people, whether it's your Vostembekwayos, your Kaniklomos, your Julians, for them to be where they are, someone else had to believe in them. Les Brown, he once said, as much as you believe in yourself, as much as you work hard, you still need that ultimate one person that can believe in you. So meaning that it's not what we call a self-made. So for me to be where I am, I had to find mentors. So guys, find mentors. And thirdly, I've learned about, the power of being teachable. And we got so many entrepreneurs now that are not willing to be taught. Because of you got your qualification from UNISA, you got to become degree in marketing, you think that you can't be taught. And for me to be who I am, I had to be teachable. Until today, I'm still a very teachable entrepreneur. I'm still under my 30. I've done well, but I'm still teachable. I'm still hungry. And I don't only listen to people that have made it. I listen to the young people that I mentor. I listen to the young guys that I work with. So teachability, guys, is key. And most of us, as young people, these days, we don't want to be taught. Sometimes we assume that we know everything. So it's key to be teachable in business. Regardless of all your achievement, I've won awards globally, but till today, I'm still on the ground. I'm still hungry. That's why even when she made a call that, Emmanuel, please come and speak. I'm busy doing a program with Alan Gray. We've been doing a tour across South Africa. I was like, what, I'm going to come and share my journey. It means I'm still on the ground. I still want to learn from people like Gabriel Mukwam. So it's always key, guys, to be teachable. Despite all your achievement, be teachable. Because being teachable also just allows you for so many great opportunities. So I had to humble myself that yes, finally you've done well, you got your degree, but go and find mentors. Because that's the only way you can succeed. And again, over the years, also what helped us as an Ibunoko Holdings and the foundation, it was a matter of, collaborations. I believe in the power of collaborations. One person said, collaboration is the new innovation. As much as we want to go and start businesses as young people, let's also foster the spirit of collaboration where we are able to work amongst ourselves. We are able to start things together. It's not always about now starting a company and now making money about yourself. It's about collaborations. Even this year, when Exaro commissioned me to do a tour with them, they gave us quite a good deal, and we had to bring other companies on board. And even Gabriel, my brother, I remember he was doing a project with NetBank. He brought me on board that, Mr. Bunoko, I would love to work with you. So we need to learn that business is not always about you. So sometimes we make it personal, that this is my company, this is Ibunoko Foundation, this is Ibunoko Holdings, it's all about me. For me, I believe in the power of collaborations. I have made more money, to be honest, through a lot of collaborations. I've made a lot of money through a lot of collaborations. So every time now, when I get projects, I don't make it about myself. I consider my own fellow black young people that come on board, let's do this. So when you start a business, don't make it about yourself. So that's where the problem starts. You just want to make it about yourself and go on Facebook, say, I've secured the deal. Hashtag look at God. That's what we do. Yeah. And we are not honest about our journey. We are not honest that running a business, guys, is not easy. It takes so much of you. Running a business is not easy at all. And that's why I've learned even about the importance of being a very spiritual person. I don't even compromise about that. Because as much as you might do well, you might sell all these deals, you still need to draw your strength from somewhere else. And for me, I get my strength from God because I believe to be where I am is because of His grace and His mercy. So one of my mentors taught me that Emmanuel, business is 80% spiritual, 20% hard work. And that's one philosophy. And that's one philosophy that I use in business till today. That business is very spiritual, guys. You know, God is always great to bring the right people that can believe in you. And I remember when I was starting the foundation, I was mocked quite a lot. I was told so many times that I will not amount to anything. I must find better things to do. And I was mocked by one of the well-known, successful black guys that has done extremely well in South Africa. And, you know, God being God, I mean, I had the privilege to meet Meputi Mahanyele. And she was able to open so many doors for me. And I remember she said, never assume that someone is not important based where they are today because you don't know where they might be tomorrow. And the same gentleman, now we meet in the boardrooms. So what I'm trying to say that, guys, business is very spiritual. It's very spiritual. So you need to find a place where you are able to draw your strength from somewhere else. And also business over the years, it's just been teaching me about, you know, being in the moment. You know, being in the moment, being able to appreciate the moment. Because most of us, we always think about how do I make money? You always say, how do I secure a big deal? And we neglect to be in the present. So it's always good as an entrepreneur to look after yourself. So something I've done extremely well and which I feel so proud now. I now look after my health. Small things that we neglect in business. Business is not only about just securing the deals, guys, making money, but also your health. So what I do now, I travel. What I do now, I look after my health. Small things. Because it's hard running a business. To manage people is not easy. First of all, to manage people is not easy. I work with so many young people. They gave me a headache and I'm still young. Hey? I always tell them, like, guys, please, I'm still young. Please, please, please. Even before we came here, you know, we had a short meeting. So managing people is not easy. And also, when your business is not doing well, there's so many expectations. People at home, they put so much pressure on you. I mean, my mom, she was like, Emmanuel, I'm earning 2.5. So, my guy, business here, how I give on. You know, because it takes time to make money. Let's be honest, it takes time to make money in business, especially if you want to build something that's going to be more sustainable, that's going to make money. It takes time. So when you make money, you still invest back to the company. So guys, let's look after ourselves. Look after your spiritual growth and also after your health. Small things that we neglect in business. So over the years, I hit gym here. Even after a year, you know, it helps, small things. So what I'm trying to say that let's live in the moment, be present, and also just enjoy the journey because it's a journey. You know, it's a journey. That's why it's like, regardless of what I've achieved, you know, I'm still teachable. I'm still want to learn, and I long for more. Lanchosha, guys, eh? So above all, like I also prefer, as I've mentioned, you know, we've done so many programs on 4IR. I can speak about marketing, which that's my specialty because I work with a number of brands. I work with corporate, we brand them, we do digital marketing, we do brand strategy, but we still have so many issues that we still face, you know, as black young entrepreneurs. Cash flow also sometimes is still a problem. Sometimes you can't even pay your employees. It happens. Delay payments, you know. Corporates sometimes they don't even pay us on time. What do? The corruption that we face within the corporate, it's an issue. And where till today, my team know that we still get, you know, people will call it that, Emmanuel, yes, we want to empower you, but this is how much I expect from you. And that also questions your values and your morals. Do you build your business on a clean scale, or do you compromise who you are? And something that I've learned for me that I take pride that all the deals that we have managed to secure over the years, I not compromise myself and my beliefs to be what I am. So it means that it's possible, guys, to make a lot of money and make an impact without compromising yourself. It's possible. So it's not easy running a business. I don't want to lie. It's not easy, and people, they must not only admire what they see on social media. It takes so much of you. It takes so much of you. And as I've mentioned, the business that are thriving at the moment are businesses that are about a story, businesses that are making an impact in the community, businesses that are also authentic. I look at people like Boss Java that are doing well as an artist globally is because he's authentic to his roots. I look at people like Boshoma Josie who are doing well globally is because they are honest to who they are. I look at a young man like Theobalo Ibatu, which I'm so proud of him. That young man is making an impact, and he's still one of my directors under Ibnogo Foundation. I know his journey. He's making all this money. I mean, he employs close to 40 young people full time, and for me, 45. And for me, that's an impact. And he said he's going to use his own story as a black young man from Kasi to build a global brand where he's about to Hugh brand, which is doing extremely well. So businesses that are thriving at the moment in the economy, they've got a story, they're about impact, and also it's about adding value. So most of us, we just start businesses because of when Emmanuel Bonogo is an event, also you want to start events company. Or you saw Emmanuel doing in PR and marketing, also you want to do the same thing. It doesn't work like that. You need to have a bigger vision than why you're doing this. We used to host multiple of events and we're not making money, but we're making an impact. And later on, God was faithful to pay it back to us. So it goes back to what I said, that understand why guys want to go in business. And in closing, for me, also guys, social media has done wonders for me, has really done extremely wonders for me to who I am. I always say use social media wisely to make an impact, not to impress people. Until today, I work with a number of brands. I'm one of the brand ambassadors now as I speak for Adidas. Yes, my God. I still endorse presidential shirts. I've done stuff for Kia Motor Cars, Mini Cooper. I endorse a number of brands on my personal capacity beside business. And I get all these deals on social media, guys. My team, they know very well that week in, week out, I'm always getting in a DM on Instagram, on Twitter, to endorse brands and also still make money. Because I've learned about the power of social media, that social media is quite powerful, but it depends on how you use it. Do you use it, to touch lives, to educate people, to inspire people, to make an impact, or you make it about yourself? So most of us, it's always about checking in, look at me, look at how I dress. You don't have substance. And I turn my social media into a revenue-making business. So a month I can make over 50,000 rand only on social media, from Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Last year also I was approached by Eskom Foundation to run their social media content strategy for their enterprise development. And I was just, using my social media to influence people, to share content, and I was making a lot of money. So what I'm trying to say is that young people, we don't have an excuse not to succeed in business. Use every platform you have today wisely, to touch lives, to educate people, and make money. Use it wisely. Social media has done extremely well for me. So don't complain about that you can't market your business. You can use social media as a market research platform to engage with people, for people to give you feedback. Because starting a business from your own point of view, perspective, it doesn't work. You must engage people. So I use social media wisely, guys, to change lives and to educate people. Above all things are possible.
Let's use this opportunity to network, exchange business cards, and help one another. So our next speaker and our only lady on the panel is Ms. Mandile CBC. She'll be talking to us about the advantages and disadvantages of the fourth industrial revolution. So can you please give her a warm welcome as she comes up?
I'm a hairstylist, a dreadlock specialist. I'm a CEO of 2 businesses. I also have started an NGO where I help young ladies with their matriculants. Also, I'm a competent qualified facilitator, so I facilitate hair classes. And besides that, I'm just a young girl from Gachiso, who was raised by her grandmother. Also, I'm a lover of hay. So my journey started 19 years ago, when I was 9. I used to do my grandmother's hair, and everyone at home was like surprised and overwhelmed that at this tender age, are you really, really doing this? I remember I used to go out, whenever my peers used to play on the streets, I used to go to the nearest field, because there was those smaller plants that used to grow out, and I'd start planting those. And it used to surprise my friends that we are busy playing and here you are busy doing this. And the simplest and shortest version is every career starts at an early age. You don't just become Smangele or Emmanuel yesterday. It starts from deep within. Find what really works for you and fight for it. The thing is, we want to do something that's quick, that's going to trend, and we forget that for every no, it always comes down. So today I'm going to speak about, today I'm going to speak about the emotional part of your entrepreneurial life. There is so much emotions involved. You need to separate the two. What I've learned was, when you start your business, don't start it for your personal use, or for your personal gain, or for your personal benefits. Start it so that someone else gains out of it. Today I have over 30 employees, and at the age of 28, being a black woman, it's not easy. It's not easy. It will never be easy. Trust me, it will never be easy. It's how you stand your ground also. I always preach to my employees that I am not here to employ you for you to stay inside the salon. I employ you so that tomorrow if we open something out there, you run it. Because in life, we don't want to give away as people. We want to benefit, I want to get rich, I want to move from this area to that area so that people can see that I'm rich, my business is doing so well. But in the simplest form, what about those people that you employ? Did you think about them? So the emotional part of the journey is separate the two. When I'm at home, I'm smiling. But when I'm at work, they know the boss is at work. And I work with them. And I don't just work with them, I teach them, I transfer the skills to them. Because tomorrow I want the same Smangele out there. So also when you start your business, don't just start it because I'm Emmanuel. Start it to create other Emmanuels as well. Like he said, do your part in the community. And then I'm going to speak about the impact in the community. Guys, if you have already started your business, re-look at it. Is it a business that's going to benefit someone else out there? Or is it just a business that you want to secure for yourself? It's not about how many meters we can make, you know. It's how much someone else and other people can make out of you. So have something that's going to impact back to the community. I mean, the whole idea of starting the NGO that helps young girls with their matric dance was because in my matric dance, I only had 250. And I had to make means that how am I going to look out of this 250 that my grandmother gave me. And luckily enough, I had friends. One said, it's fine, I'll do your hair. The other one said, it's fine, I'll do your nails. I only got a dress and Joburg CBD and some shoes. And growing up, and also growing in the industry, I've realized that also I don't want another girl to go through what I did. So what I do is that I sponsor their matric girls. I do their hair for free, I do their nails, I even look for dresses for them because I don't want the next girl to feel like they don't deserve to go to the measurements. I'm also going to talk about the change in equality, going back to the 4 IR. So I did some research after Mrs. Priscilla invited me, and she told me that she was going to speak based on the 4th Industrial Revolution. And I did some research, and I realized, as much as we don't want to speak about this, but it's really changing our lives. And in the hair industry, she mentioned that what if you had robots to come do people's hair? And there was no way. Change inequality, if I had to get rid of my stylist, I don't think I'd survive. Because as much as you think you're just walking inside a salon to do your hair and pay, there is that change of emotions happening between you and the stylist. So imagine me substituting that whole humanity that happens between you and your stylist, now putting a robot. What's going to happen? It's not going to happen. So as much as we would like to push it aside and not talk about it, but it's happening. Look at social media. Social media is taking the power stand. Everything happens on social media. Like it or not, our businesses make more money through social media than anything else. My business, 95% of it's from ladies on Instagram. And as much as you would say there isn't much we can do to grow our businesses, you are sitting on your business. One post on social media, one hairstyle on Instagram, people start calling in. We saw a hairstyle on Instagram, can we do it? How much is it? So do not sleep on social media. Do not, and it's not that expensive, guys. It's not. It's not that expensive. You just need to find what's comfortable for you. The next point, I'm going to speak about workspaces. As an entrepreneur, in 2016, when I left my previous job, I didn't have plans. I didn't have funds. I didn't know what was going to happen next. But all I knew was I wanted to unleash what was inside of me. This dying desire to touch people's hair the way I wanted to. But part of it was to also plan the atmosphere that I was going to create for my employees and for my clients. So one of the things that you do before you tap into starting a business is to look at what atmosphere would you like your business to be surrounded with. Do you want to go open and cuckoo there and do hair and be comfortable there? Or do you want to progress? We start somewhere. We start with bucket systems, we wash people's hair, we move on to buying a basin, they come, they sit in, you move on to something else. But make sure you create an atmosphere that is comfortable for both your employees and your clients. Because people don't want to come in and feel like, okay, I must now hold on to my bag because I don't feel safe. So make sure the atmosphere around your business is at peace. And the last point I would like to cover today is be a conqueror. Don't just be smiling. Guys, it's not easy. You go to Sasfin, you say, I'm looking for funds. Sasfin say, we don't have funds for you. You don't stop there. You move on to someone else. They say when one door closes, open the other one. And if it closes, create your own door. When this path ends here, create your own path. Maybe someone will follow after you. But you don't just stand there. Be a conqueror. Not everything is easy every day. I remember last year I had to go see a psychologist because everything was just too much. I couldn't let go, couldn't delegate work to other people. I wanted to do everything myself. And one of the things they told me was, you need to delegate work to other people so that you deal with your personal issues. You deal with your personal emotions. And after that, I think it was August last year, the entire August, I couldn't work. And that same year, December, I opened my second branch. And people wondered, how? And I'm like, because I wasn't just sitting there. Me sitting there taking care of my emotions, I was busy creating, cooking for something else. Because you don't just create to be comfortable. You grow. And this is your business after all. Meaning you need to learn about the business every day. Because someone else is sitting somewhere, Emmanuel, thinking, if he can do this, I can do it as well. And if he is comfortable, he is going to beat him. So therefore, you don't just sit with your business and be like, I'm selling hot cookies and no one is selling hot cookies. Someone is busy thinking, if he is selling cookies with chocolate, I can create cookies with vanilla. And they can hit you along the way. So you don't just get comfortable, you grow. You implement changes. You think of things to do that's going to create more revenue to your business. I mean, besides having to do hair, I also create wigs. Something that I thought I couldn't do. But along the way, women came to me and said, but we don't have hair. But how do we wear afro? That's when I started creating natural hair afro wigs to cater for those women. So you don't just sit. Look for something else that's missing, that's going to create more revenue. Thank you so much.
I know that we're so geared up about having another speaker who's also going to be just as amazing. But right now, I would like to call Jonathan Dorisamy to tell us more about the business transactional banking and also an amazing prize that you get a chance of winning. Can you please give a hand for Jonathan?
I think before I start talking about banking, just to carry that message, guys, because we at SASFUN, we realize what entrepreneurship is. I mean, it takes a big person to wake up one morning and say, today, I have this idea and I'm going to change the world with it. And you start working for yourself. And yes, there are issues along the way. And at SASFUN, we realize that those issues can be overcome if we work together. So when you join SASFUN, you actually join the SASFUN family. And I'll talk more what a family can do for you as SASFUN Bank. But you guys are the backbone of this economy. Big business is shedding jobs all around, guys. Without you guys, there is no movement in this economy. I can guarantee you that. It's ladies like Smangele who hires 28 people. She changes 28 lives on a daily basis. They impact others, and it's because of her decision that she made to move the economy forward that she's obviously going to be blessed in her career, and we wish her well with that. But when you join SASFUN as a family, we dedicate a relationship consultant to you. So there's no, like Mr. Roger Dan said, there's no getting a ticket, standing in a line, phoning a call center. You have someone's name. So when you're in a crisis, you pick up the phone, you say, Jonathan, I need your help. This is what's happening with my bank account. And I'm there to help you. When you join a family like SASFUN, we realize that when you hire your first person, that is a celebration in your business. You should not be running around to find out about E501s and UIF and VAT and all of those things. Celebrate the moment, move your business forward, focus on the right things. And we at SASFUN help you with that, because on our banking platform, we assist you with payroll, pay slips. We go one step further. Whilst you're growing your business, we assist you with invoicing. We assist you with quotes, and it all can be tracked on our system. And Schnell will show you more in detail. It's nice to have a visual. You see this guy standing here, he's getting paid. Obviously, I'm nothing compared to you guys. You guys work for yourselves. Like for me, when I get paid, I celebrate, I work hard throughout the month, I get paid again. You guys can have payday every day, guys, every day. This man is making 50 G's on social media. Awesome, phenomenal, and he's sharing his story. I mean, Nick Harry socks started with 5,000 rand. Today it's a global phenomenon. Most people don't know about it in South Africa, but in the States, they're wearing Nick Harry socks, South African born. Why? Because it's online. He had a small kiosk with a few socks. He changed that into an online business. Today he's global. And from his home country, most of his profit doesn't even come. So the fourth industrial revolution is available. It's there. There's people who are talking about it today. So don't think that, okay, I sell something that's not selling in my market, like the cookies with chocolate or but gone t-shirts because people are not buying them. But there's another market that's available on the internet. Go exploit it. Utilize what SASFN is going to provide for you on internet and take your business forward, guys. We're going to have a competition to see fastest fingers first. So whoever is applying for a SASFN bank account, the first one will get a prize at the end of the session. And I'd like to introduce Chanel, who's going to go through what I've spoke about and what Mr. Roger Dan has spoken about as well, to help you move your business forward. Look at some of the things that can help you day to day, so you don't get bogged down in creating an invoice on Excel. Now you must go learn Excel. Now you must learn logos, this and that with your business. Guys, no. SASFN is there to help you with that. Not FNB or Standard Bank, and I can say that because this is my home. This is SASFN. You came here today to learn about what we offer. And I can guarantee you that when you join our family, we will assist you to grow your business no matter what. So when you get that big tender from Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa's foundation, we want to be there to help you manage that funds. We want to be there to show you how to make 1 million into 10 million as a family, because that's what we do. Okay, thank you very much for your time, guys.
Good afternoon. All right, in your goodie bag, there's a blank piece of paper. Please take it out. You're allowed to open your goodie bag now. Just don't take anything else that's inside. There's a blank piece of paper, an A4 blank piece of paper. Take it out. Everyone needs to take it out. If you don't have one, look for it. There's a prize coming up. Mr. Roger, Mr. Sheikh, they have organized some awesome prizes for this. Just take it out. You might win a trip to Honolulu if you get this right. You might win a trip to Honolulu if you get this right. Mr. Roger has paid for it. SASFN has paid for it. Everything is ready. You just need to get the solution right. You just need to get the solution right. Alright, does everyone have it? Alright, I think let's just float it up. Let's just float it up. Let's just float it up. Everyone has it, everyone has it. Alright, cool. Tear the top left hand corner of the piece and throw it away. Tear the left hand piece of the paper and throw it away. Or throw it to the person next to you and fold the paper in half. After you tear it, and then tear the bottom right hand corner of the paper and throw it to the person standing next to you and fold it in half. Tear the bottom right hand corner of the paper and throw it to the person sitting right next to you. Throw it to them. If you hate them, throw it to them. If you like them, just put them on your lap. And fold the paper in half again. Then tear the middle paper and throw it in half. The middle piece of paper and fold it in half again. Tear the middle piece of the paper and fold it in half after you tear off. You tear off the piece of the paper. Tear the left piece, the middle, the center piece. Tear the center piece of the paper and fold it in half. And then tear the paper, the last one, last but not least. Tear the left hand piece of the paper and fold it in half again. Last but not least instruction. The left hand piece of the paper and fold it in half. Are we good? Are we good? Is everyone good? You're not good? Alright, it's getting hard now, hey? Alright. Okay, let's all open those pieces of papers. If you have an identical piece of paper, let me know. SASFN is going to award you a trip to Honolulu. If you have, look at the person standing right next to you, behind you, right next to you, behind you, everywhere. If you have an identical piece of paper, let me know. And SASFN will take you to Honolulu, literally the next week. Look around, look around. Look for that paper, quick one. If you need to stand, do it. You might win a trip to Honolulu. You might win a trip to Honolulu. Look around, look around. Look around. Look around. Guys, just lift your papers up. Lift your papers up. Lift your papers up. Look around, lift around. Lift your papers up. Lift your papers up. Guys, lift your papers up. Lift your papers up. Look around, look around. If you find the same piece of paper as identical as yours, Honolulu trip is on. Susman is giving you with 250,000 in your account as well. But it has to be a Susman account. It has to be a Susman account. No other account but Susman. But my message is clear. My message is clear. You have the same set of results, same set of instructions, different results. We are all different in this room. And your way is not the same as your way. Your way is not the same. We are all special in our own way, alright? We are all special in our own way. Same instructions, different outcome. Do not limit yourself. You are best, you are special, you are created differently. Thank you. Have a lovely day.
My name is Vasitsana Mweketi and we are at the SASFIN annual conference. I must say it is such a beautiful, informative event. I'm definitely looking forward to the next event. Not an entrepreneur, but I'm looking into it. And it's been so interesting rubbing shoulders with all the relevant people, networking. I do believe it is a great opportunity for people who are pursuing entrepreneurship and for creating partners basically. So yes, thank you for having me.
Just want to share a little bit background, but obviously just a little of insight on what basically SASFIN offering is in just a short video and a summary. Probably some of you have seen it before because I can see some familiar face from the last year's awesome event. For those that are new, it's the best time for you just to grasp a little bit of what the offering basically entails. The platform that I'm currently logged in allows you to be able to access it via phone, like Mr. Roger Dan has mentioned. Our awesome and revolutionary app, it's coming out in the next few days. Yeah. It could be in the next end of this month. That's going to give you and allows you to do your banking anywhere, anytime. With SASFIN, it doesn't come just only with banking, but it allows you to do your business irrespective where you are. So on the invoicing and the payroll platform, it allows you to input your company logo, your tax information, and whatever your slogan and other information that's very important to you to personalize it to your business. Either you are a sole proprietor, you are a PTY limited, you are a cooperative, you are a society, you are a big incorporation, you are able to personalize it according to the type of entity and the business look that you'd like to be. And here's an example. At the bottom, it will automatically have your SASFIN details and your terms of that quotation. I remember when I joined SASFIN 3 years ago, I couldn't believe it because they said they're going to be the bank for the future. And I gave them a challenge. I said, I come from the most innovative bank, try me. And they said, okay, we're going to try and make a payment from your account, from the SASFIN account to a non-SASFIN account. And they said to me, if it's going to take more than a minute, then you're more than happy to go work with the best institution that you've been working on. So SASFIN has invested quite vastly in technology to prepare ourselves for entrepreneurs such as yourself, and that will give you efficiency and a great value for being with SASFIN. So the real-time clearance will clear within 60 seconds for all balances that are less than 250,000, anytime, any day. Right. Payment take-ins, so you are able not to get lost, right? Beyond platform also allows you to be able to group your payments. So in this case, let's say for an example, you got your company expenses, which is your telephone, which is your electricity bill, which is either your salaries, you can have them tagged so that you group all of those so that you, when you do your banking, you don't need to look in and start looking for what you need to do. So how tagging happens is that you go to your beneficiaries, right? And then all beneficiaries, in this case, for an example, so I've got 4 beneficiaries. Let's say the first 2, these are my business expenses, and the first one is for rent, and the second one is for electricity bill. So all what you do under your beneficiaries, you then select and you are able to tag them into, how you tag them, it's when you click on edit, and you are able to group it and classify it. So having an invoice platform with SASFIN, having a payroll platform comes to you at no additional cost, but as a great benefit and as a tool that will help you grow as a business. With all that said, more information can be shared on one-on-one interactions with one of our sales executives that are more than happy to engage you further on this discussion during our networking session. And obviously, they can individually make appointments with you. Great things about our platform, like we say, we are with Fourth Industrial Revolution. We welcome it, and we are embracing it. There's more that will come with our platforms in order to allow you as a business to support you and to help you grow. Thank you very much.
Dumelang. Legai. Rona. Let me just take the mic. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. Legai. Before I start, I'd just like to say, Program Director, thank you so much for driving this program to where it is right now. I'd like to say my special shout out to the organizers of this event, especially Priscilla, for doing such an incredible job at putting this event together. I'd also like to say my special shout out to the wonderful speakers that have shared their stories here today. Standing here in front of you, I feel very small because when I looked at the lineup, I did not see myself worthy to be standing here and speaking to you guys. So for that, I'd like to say thank you so much for inspirational talk and for sharing your story. I included, I am inspired by where you come from and your journeys in life. I'd also like to take this opportunity to greet each and everyone that is here today and say, we are all here because of one thing, and it is because we want to learn and learn specifically on how to move our businesses forward. So with that, please give yourself a wonderful hand of applause. According to my time here, I was actually scheduled to speak before 4. However, I see that now it's towards 6 o'clock. So when Priscilla came to me right now and said, Gabriel, would you like to speak now after people eat? I said, no, let me rather speak now, because we have a tendency of, when we are full, some wants to go home, So I said, no, I think it's rather best for us to speak, for me to speak now. I'm just going to shake things a little bit. Instead of me having to talk about the impact that the Fourth Industrial Revolution has on business, I think I'm just going to take this time, just like my brother Emmanuel Bonoko did here, just to talk about my journey, just in short. And any other questions that you guys have, you might ask me after. But this time, let me just take this time to just talk about where I come from and where I'm heading and what has assisted me from where I was to where I am today. It's good to see you, my brother Emmanuel Bonoko. It is always a privilege and an honor to see a person like yourself. I've worked with you and your wonderful team, especially Mr. Chuni there, over the past. And I have to say, ladies and gentlemen, this is just a group of young, motivated, and influential people whom I've had the privilege of working with. And also in the future, I hope that our paths will again cross. So with that being said, let me just reintroduce myself. Kalina ke nna Khabaria lwa ga Mokwana. I'm Gelo Mokwana, all the way from Limpopo. I come from Limpopo. I was born and raised in Limpopo, and then I moved to Gauteng for greener pastures. I am the director and founder of the Life Legacy Project SA, which is a 100% black-owned youth incubation company that does enterprise development. We go around South Africa hosting programs to enhance and teach small businesses on how to run their businesses successfully. We have done this successfully for the past 3 or 4 years. We've worked with big corporates to carry out their BEE and to carry out the enterprise development, going into communities, establishing small businesses, assisting small businesses on how to run their businesses. For the past 3 or 4 years, we have at least incubated and trained above 400 young people, especially young black people. It's not all about the numbers, ladies and gentlemen, it's also about the impact. In all the communities that we have went to and all the programs that we have launched, after the program has ended, there's always a success story where we try to link up the businesses with the right corporates. This has been going on for years now. And I'd like to say it's also, I'm also humbled to be working for such an organization. It is young. We are competing with other big players in the space, but by God's grace, I say that I thank God that it is where it is today. We are sponsored by one of the biggest banks, which I'm not going to obviously mention here. But again, we also work with other corporates to impact and assist black businesses. That's one leg of my company. I have another company which I have registered, which is last year. So the plan or the inception around this company was to fund, assist, invest in small businesses. I've put, I think, 200,000 of my own money, which I did not have, into this business, and I lost everything. And it's quite tough. I had to go back to the drawing board and say, Gabriel, what do you do now? I've lost the money. The vision is there, but it's just the implementation. It is just the finding the right people. My biggest mistake that I've done, and I only share this with my significant other, is I trusted the wrong people with my money. And that the intention was very good, but the problem was finding the people that are not reliable. And it messes up opportunities for young people that are thirsty for these things. So instead of giving up, I went back to the drawing board and put in another 100,000 to say, okay, now let's see how this thing is going to go. And I lost. Okay, let me tell you how I lose. When a person, especially young people, are looking for money, they come to you and they'll convince you on all fronts. And unfortunately, because of my heart, because I want to see young people strive, I want to see young people go further in life, I trusted most of them. And they're sitting at a deficit. We were sitting at a deficit. But because now I realize that my vision is bigger than the company itself, I had to always keep on going back to the drawing board. So the question is this: in your business, what do you do when you get to a point where the crowd stops clapping and you're on your own? You've lost everything. You have a family to feed, by the way. You have to go give back at home. You have bills to pay. But there's this business. Something that has kept me here and something that I know is going to keep me even going forward is that I know what I want, and I'm always willing to go for after what I want. Those two things, right now, at least we're running at a cash flow that is at least positive. I had to go back to the drawing board. I'm not here to really flaunt to anything. I'm here to just show and just educate one another that sometimes the most important thing in business that we must all have is a fighting spirit. And the most important thing that which I think also my brother Emmanuel has also highlighted is humanity, is humbleness, and is to always keep remembering that it's more than oneself. That's the most important thing. I mean, by profession, I'm not a speaker. I actually suck when coming to speaking. I'm so sorry to say this. I am not a speaker. I am not a motivational speaker. You know, I respect speakers and respect motivational speakers. I mean, I'm a businessman. And in all essence, I'm all about the figures. So the reason why I'm here, I'm sorry, but we have to be honest sometimes. One of the reasons why we're here is I came here to, when I actually got a call from my sister, the Priscilla, to say, Gabriel, just please come, just share, anything that has to do with fourth industrial revolution. It was, and she can also attest to this. It was quite impossible to get rid of, to actually get in touch with me, because my day probably starts around 6, it ends around 8. I am not employed, so I have to go out there and look for money. I have to go out there and look for potential. I have to go out there and look for business. I have to go out there and do this. I have to go out there and do that. So when she got me, I made a commitment that I'm going to come and share just a little bit about what I do. And then from there, also just see what we can do together. Maybe, probably after this, have a 5-minute meeting. There's one thing that I want to tell you. There's something that I've learned. So, I've always realized that most businesses, the first thing that they always struggle with is finance. And I've learned this one trick. I've learned the secret. This is how other people have been doing it. It's not easy it's not difficult for us to get finance. It's not. All it requires is just discipline and the right amount of people around you. The right amount of people around you, people that are trustworthy. I can tell you something now, please try it. Group yourself in a group of 5. Just 5. On each and every month, contribute something on a specific day to one person, 4, maybe 5 times. Right? And then we'll take it from there. The only thing that needs to be done is a consistency. Open up a business, get 5 people, don't eat the money, don't finish the money. Put it in. 5 times. You're 5. Really 5. On a specific day for 5 months. You are gone. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Gabriel Mokwana, and after this, I'll be outside. Thank you so much, Priscilla, for sending this invite. Thank you so much to all the ladies and gentlemen that have came here today, Mr. Trini, Mr. Emmanuel Bonoko, and my beautiful sister there, which I did not get the name. You guys are doing amazing work, and may you please continue going out there to impact even more lives. We are proud of you, Emmanuel, Mr. Emmanuel Bonoko. May you continue changing lives, Mr. Trini. And I really hope at the end of the day, by next year, you guys will be one of the biggest employers in Africa. May God bless you all, and all the best. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Oh, you guys must be happy, man. You must be vibey. How? Okay. Well, as you all know, I am the co-founder and the managing director of eAfrica Telecoms. First of all, I just wanted to, I'm a Christian, by the way, so I wanted to thank God for giving me this opportunity and to carry out this vision. And I'd also like to thank Sasfin Bank for allowing us this opportunity and for them trusting us with their brand as well, for giving us their venue and trusting us with their brand. And I also like to thank our speakers, Emmanuel, thank you very much. It was very hard, hosting an event is not easy. Speakers like Emmanuel Bonoko, they're all these people that are very busy in their schedule. So you have to make sure that, you approach them in time so that they also look at their calendars and their availability. And I'd like to thank you guys so much also for trusting us with your brand and for coming and supporting the Connect Business Conference. We really do appreciate that. And Smangele, thank you very much, my sister. Thank you so much. We do appreciate it, and I look forward to working with you guys again in the near events. And from my team, Sia and Lerato, thank you guys so much. You've worked so hard to make this a success. The two of them, they didn't want to come in the front at the back. They didn't want to come and support me, but it's fine. Thank you guys so much. Now, thank you so much. I do appreciate everything. I'm not going to take time thanking everyone, but I'd like to thank you guys as our guests to come and support the Connect Business Conference. The idea behind it, basically, is to get entrepreneurs to connect. That's why we call it the Connect Business Conference. And it's also just to basically, help set up entrepreneurs and SMEs as well. You understand? So what I love today about the event is people are being raw. We're looking for raw people, you understand? The reason why we're here to connect, it's not because we want to talk about, hey, I've made $1 million, and how did you make that $1 million? We want to know. I'm also an entrepreneur, and I want to know, how did you get to that $1 million? You understand? Tell me about your journey. Tell me about your journey. This is how you're also mentoring others, and this is how also you are mentoring other entrepreneurs that are starting out or aspiring entrepreneurs for the matter. You understand? You've got people in workplaces that want to leave their jobs to also, start entrepreneurship. So by you talking and being raw, you're actually helping them to build something, to move forward with their dreams and their goals. So this is the reason why we create such, events, and we're also still going to be launching quite a few events next year. Now we're also going to be moving into the rural areas. We're not only going to be in town. We're going to move into the rural areas. We're going to move into townships as well, because there's a lot of people in townships and rural areas that also have ideas. We need to reach out to them, give them the opportunity to manage their ideas and have the know and the knowledge of how to start a business or be an entrepreneur. By the way, there are also entrepreneurs in rural areas. We just don't know about them because maybe they're not famous or we don't know about them. So we need to reach each and everyone. And when it comes to 4IR, we also need, I know a lot of people, well, I'm in IT telecom, so I love technology. So I'm for the change, unfortunately. I'm for the change, I'm for 4IR. I know how it's also going to benefit my business in the near future and other businesses as well. And I'm also now going to be moving into schools in townships, building computer centers to assist and elevate those kids that are still in school growing, so that when the time 4IR is already in us, was already there, they also have the knowledge on how they can actually, assist themselves without losing jobs, because that's the most thing 4IR is bringing. Job losses. People are already complaining, hey, I won't have a job. So why don't we start now, be an impact? Why don't we start now helping those people so that maybe, let's say in 2025, they already have the know-how, the ability to how to use a computer, you understand, so that they can also take care of their families. Because 4IR does not only bring job losses, you can still be behind a computer. Remember, a robot needs someone who's going to code it. It needs someone who's going to maintain it. So you can be that person to say, I will be behind the scenes and maintain this robot and code it. So that's why we're saying we're connecting people together, and this is not the end of it. We're still gonna go into the rural areas, into townships, and we're gonna reach out to those people that need help. When I was interviewed on the radio the other day, they asked me, how can they reach out to those people? I'm like, we need to start now. We need to start speaking to our government. We need to start, yes, they're promoting 4IR, but what are we as entrepreneurs doing to help one another? Let's connect together and let's be an impact to those that will feel that when 4IR starts, we won't have jobs, we won't have anything. So let's start now, holding each other's hands as entrepreneurs. Umuntu ngumuntu ngabantu, by the way. You cannot do this alone. For me to be here, it's because I'm networking with people and I'm communicating with people. You understand? As much as I'm here, people always think, hey, Priscilla, how did you get Sasfin? Do you actually work for Sasfin? I'm like, no. This is how I network. This is how I get to work with people, and people also assisting my brand. It's because I also assist them so that they benefit at the end of the day. I don't work for Sasfin, but Sasfin sees a potential in me, so I also help them as well. You understand? So that's why we are networking together, and that's the whole purpose we were here together. If you guys also have ideas, you want to collaborate, let's go, let's hold together hands, and let's do it together, because we are actually the future for South Africa. The people that are sitting in parliament now, they need to retire, and we are the ones, the youth, that are actually going to elevate the future. You understand? We are the ones who are going to be in power, right? So thank you very much for supporting the Connect Business Conference, and I appreciate everyone, and I love you guys so much. Thank you.